Hey folks, welcome to Blending today. We are working in Unit 4, Week 3, where we are focusing on that long O sound. So we already know that long O says O, it just says its name in the alphabet. And this week we are learning 4 new spellings of the long O sound. And these are all vowel teams. They work together to say that long O sound. So it's OA, like in the word boat. When you say the word boat, ba-oat, you hear the letter O there in the middle. And then OW. When those two letters are together, they are going to work like a team, like the word show. I think we did that one yesterday. And then blank OE. So what that blank means is that there would need to be a letter or sound in front of it. You're not going to find OE at the beginning of a word. You will find it at the end of a word, or in the middle of the word, of course, but there will always be a sound that comes before that OE. All right, let's do our high frequency words. About, animal, ate, give, hour, carry, or, other, small, blue, into, because, find, more, warm, food, start, over, no, laugh, flew, caught, were, listen, found, hard, right, woman, near, would. Excellent. So of course, at a later time, you can go back to this video and you can turn the sound off and you can practice those words. Also, there's another video on the channel that is just the high frequency words, and so you can turn that video off. You can pause it when you need to and just flip through those words. All right, let's get started. Grow, your turn. Grow. So this word grow is an example of the OW, making that O sound. And so here is a beginning blend, GR. You just put those together to say gur. And OW, which is a vowel team. They are working together to say that long O sound. So let's blend. Gur-o, grow. Next word, both. Your turn. Ba-o, both. So remember that at the end is like the word thumb. It is TH. B says ba. And this word both is an example of O by itself, saying that long O sound. TH, like the thumb card. So like I said before, TH is a digraph. You will never be able to sound out those two letters letter by letter. In no word will it ever say taha. That will never ever happen. You just have to know that TH says and O. So O, we know that O by itself can say the short O, the ah. But now we're learning that the O by itself can also say the long O sound. So you just have to know that you can flip it in the word to either make it sound right or match the picture. So let's try to sound it out with a short O. Ba-oth, ba-oth. That doesn't quite sound right. Okay, let me switch it to a long sound and see if it makes sense. Ba-oth, both. Yeah, that seems to make sense. Next word. Cold. Your turn. Ka-o, old, cold. This word cold is another example of the O by itself, saying that long O sound. So C says ka, O says O, ka-o, ko. And L and D, you just put those two sounds together, old, ka-o, old, cold. Next word, coat. Your turn. Ka-o, coat. Like your jacket. Another word for a jacket is a coat. And this word coat is an example of O and A being that vowel team to work together. Ka-o. T says ta, ka-o-t, coat. Excellent. So let's read our first line. Grow. Both, cold, coat. Your turn. Wonderful. All right. So let's go down to the word snow. Your turn. Sn. Oh. Snow. Snow. SN. This is one of those S blends, beginning blends. S. N. You can put those two together. Sn. And this word, snow, is an example of the OW working together to make that long O sound. So they are a team. Not necessarily a vowel team, because W, not really a vowel. So sn, O, snow. Next word, most. Your turn. M, O, sta, most. So this one again is an example of O by itself, saying that long O sound. And ST at the end of the word. Sta, sta. So that's just one of those ending blends. O, sta, most. So again, we've talked about how O can also say the short sound, but if you sound it out with the short sound, most, that doesn't quite sound like a word. So I'm going to flip it, turn it into long O. Most, most. That sounds a little better. Next word, boat. Your turn. Ba, o, t, boat. So just like the boat card, this is an example of the O-A sound. The O-A spelling, the O-A vowel team working together to make that long O sound. Ba, o, T says ta, ba, o, t, boat. All right, next word, flow. Your turn. Full, O, flow. FL, beginning blend. Full, full. And OW, vowel team, working together to say the long O sound. Full, O, flow. Excellent. So let's read our second line. Snow, most, boat, flow. Your turn. Thank you. All right, next word. Flown. Your turn. Full, O, flown. So notice I say flow and I say flown. There's only one sound that's different. I hear an N. Full-own. Flown. FL. Full. Full. And just like the word flow, this word flown is an example of OW, those two letters working together to say that long O sound. Full-own, flown. Full-own, flown. They flew across the field. All right, so don't. Your turn. Da. O. Nt. Don't. So not only is this word, don't, an example of the O by itself saying that long O sound, but it is also a contraction. So we have talked about how a contraction is two words that come together to make one word. It's a shorter way of writing two words or of saying two words. So this contraction, don't, stands for the words do not. Like, do not jump on the bed. So a shorter way of saying it, a shorter way of writing it, is to take those two words, you put them together, and so there's no space between them. You take out one of the letters. In this case, it's the word O. Because look, in don't, they both have D, they both have O, they both have N, they both have T. So that O was taken out. And you replace it with an apostrophe. So don't stands for do not, but you replace that O with an apostrophe and you take away the space. So there's a space between those two words, do not, but when you turn them into a contraction, you get rid of that space. It's no longer there, and it just becomes don't. All right, next word. Hippo, your turn. Ha, I, pa, o, hippo. H says ha. I, short I, so we're not going to have a buddy at the end. So when we have a consonant at the end, we would, in the word hippo, we got that consonant P at the end. So we double up on that P. And then we have that O, where O by itself is spelling that long O sound. Ha, I, p, o, hippo. All right, next word. Oatmeal. Your turn. O, ta, e, o. Oatmeal. So that's how you can sound it out as sound by sound. So this word, oatmeal, I hear long O at the beginning, and oatmeal is an example of the OA spelling as that vowel team to spell that long O sound. So O, T says ta, M says and then EA, which if you remember from last week, was a way to spell a vowel team to spell that long E sound. And then L says ol. So you can sound it out, sound by sound. You can do that. But like I've said before, you get lost in the words sometimes. So the easiest way, I think, is to kind of chunk it up. So maybe you see oat, and then you kind of move on to the rest of the word. And you kind of see O-A-T as one word, oat. And then eel, meal, okay, oatmeal. Okay, look, I see in the picture that the boy is eating breakfast. So oatmeal sounds like probably that's what the word is. And also, oatmeal is a compound word. It's two words that come together to make one word. The word oat and the word meal. Those are both words that stand alone on their own. And you put them together and it changes the meaning. Because a meal is like what you eat. Your dinner is a meal. Your lunch is a meal. Your breakfast is a meal. Now oat is like oats are made of wheat. That's when they're ground up. So oat by itself or oats by itself is a word on its own. So when you bring those two together, it becomes one word. All right, let's read our last line. Flown, don't, hippo, oatmeal. Your turn. Wonderful. Okay. So let's do a sentence. B says ba, capital B, beginning of a sentence. O-A, vowel team, working together to say long O. So again, O and A, it won't ever say ah, won't ever say that. Ba, ah, won't ever say that. So ba, O, if those two are together, they say long O. Oopsie. Sorry, this part I made a boo-boo. So still, capital B. But the word is going to use that O by itself. My bad. Ba, O, thumb card. Both. Both. M says capital M, so we know it's going to be a name. Again, this is an example of O by itself, saying that long O sound. M-O. Both mo. High frequency word and. J says ja. And O-E, an example of a vowel team that works together to say that long O sound. So again, we said that O-E will always have a sound before it, a blank before it. So in this word, Joe, ja-o, the sound that comes before it is the J. Both Mo and Joe, so Mo is a name in this case, both Mo and Joe high frequency word like, but now it's a word we can sound out because we have I blank E to make that long I sound. I, like. Both Mo and Joe like high frequency word two, one that you will never be able to sound out. You just have to know it. Like two. R says O-W. Team, working together to say that long O sound. O, row. Both Mo and Joe like to row the, maybe you can guess what they like to row. The. B says ba. O-A, vowel team, working together to say that long O sound. Like the boat card, ba-o. T says ta, ba-oat, boat. All right, let's read our sentence. Both Mo and Joe like to row the boat. Your turn. Excellent. All right, so we do need punctuation, of course. So this sentence, I think, would just get a regular period. It's just like a regular telling sentence, telling what Mo and Joe like to do. So nouns and verbs. We have 1, 2, 3 nouns, things that you can touch. It is something, a person, a place, or a thing. Mo is a person. Joe is a person, which means they are nouns. And boat is a thing. It means it is a noun. And what about verbs? Row. That is what Mo and Joe are doing. And also, like. Like is kind of a verb. I'm going to put a dotted line around that. Mo and Joe like to row the boat. So it's talking about something that they are doing. What are they doing? They are liking something. What do they like? They like to row the boat. So there are 2 things that they are doing. They are liking something and they are rowing something. It's describing what they like to do. All right. Excellent. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.